Coach Gregg Marshall sits down, presented by Express Employment Professionals, on a mission to put 1 million to work. And kind of fun to sit down. I know nothing's ever perfect, but it's kind of fun to sit down and not have to analyze even 6 or 7 minutes that were a little bit subpar in today's game.
Yeah, I thought we were really good from start to finish, Mike. Just a couple of bad plays, but man, we were sharing the ball. Our defense was setting the tone. We got over 35 deflections, which is our goal in each and every game, before halftime. So, I mean, we were flying around and getting good shots against their zone after the first couple of possessions, inside, working the ball, being unselfish. You know, when you shoot 75%, and we talked about when the ball goes in the hole, everything looks good. But in the end, we shoot 63% as a team. And the biggest thing that I take away from this game, other than some wonderful performances, we had so many guys like Zach and Shaq, and I thought Asburn and Rano, and I mean, Kaiser played well. But the biggest thing I take away from this game is Landry Shamet takes 2 shots. Mm-hmm. You know, you'd score 95. He's a potential All-American. Ultimately, he's an NBA player. Just it matters when, and he takes 2 shots. That, to me, is the epitome of this basketball team and the unselfishness that we play with. And when we're making things happen like it was today on the defensive end and on the glass, man, it's just a thing of beauty.
And the guy that personified the unselfishness as much as anybody, I thought, was McDuffie. Mike and I talked about that. He was 4 for 4 from the 3-point stripe. You have him in toward the end of the ball game, and he's looking for the pass rather than for his shot.
Yeah. He had a shot. He had 1 turnover. He was shooting the ball beautifully, and he had 1 turnover in the second half. He had a wide open 3. He elected not to take it because he saw, I think it was Darryl wide open under the basket. So then he's confused, and he's late with the pass into the post, which was intercepted. But he should have just gone ahead and either dumped it in immediately or taken the shot. He had both of those options. Hesitation, turned it over. Other than that, played great. It's good to see him. Not one time did he look winded or tired in his extended minutes. And man, between he and Brown, 2 guys that played a lot at the 3 spot, they go 7 for 8 from 3.
You know, we kind of felt like the other night, that first half shooting against Houston, I mean, it certainly came out of the offense, and you had good shots and good open shots, but some of it just seemed to be one of those nights where everything was going in. Today it just seemed like for the 40 minutes that the good shots and the open shots came out of the offense, good passing, good player movement, and all of those things that you strive for.
Absolutely, and we got some easy ones with our defense. I mean, we go 32-6 in points off turnovers and 40-20 in points on the paint. So, again, a lot of great performances. You know, we got to get Richard in there. We're working on his free throws. We obviously know that. I thought Reeves was pretty good. He got a little casual before I took him out, but, man, he was playing well. Samaje had a few turnovers, but he's got to determine what a great shot is and when he should pass it, but we're getting him some minutes. Kalen was good. Darryl Willis goes 5 for 8 from the field with 5 rebounds. And we mentioned Asburn. Asburn was really good today, and I thought it was even though he came up with only 2 offensive rebounds, I thought he had his hands on a lot of balls and really played big in there. Couldn't get he was like Garrett Stutz, couldn't get a call with the refs, but anytime there's any contact, it was a foul on him.
And late in the game, there was a rebound that he had that went off his fingertips, but he was above the rim rebounding, where usually he just gets good position.
Yeah, he's an athlete. He can move. We're working on his quickness and his vertical. Kerry's doing that daily. He's getting a lot of extra work in. He's a wonderful, wonderful young man, and just you know, he's got to keep working. Those big guys take a little more time.
We get so used to it that sometimes we overlook it and don't emphasize it quite as much. But Zach Brown, who had a super offensive game, was also playing a superlative defensive game, and Jiggets is 1 of 8 from the field, mostly against Zach Brown.
Yeah, Zach Brown is so long. He's so committed to that defensive end. He embraces the role of being the defensive stopper, something that as long as I've been a head coach, 20 years now, I've always had one of those guys, and they play a lot because it has great value to me to have a lockdown guy, because I was that guy. You know, I wasn't a great player, but man, if coach said don't let that guy get the ball, don't let him score, I mean, I was dogged and determined to try to limit his touches and keep him under his average. So Roger Toxey, Tyron Myers, let's go to Kel Cotton. I mean, there's so many guys over the years that I just have called on, and Zach Brown is our latest, and we got to get another one, I think. And C.J. Kaiser has been the one we're trying to groom for that role.
And last thing, I thought both he and Asbjorn, after struggling the other night, came back and played more comfortably today and just seemed to be more in the game all the way.
Well, that's why, you know, you take the chance against Houston, and the 31-point lead goes down to 18, but the more they're out there, the hope is the more comfortable they're going to be. So you've got to find them time in these games, but you don't want to lose the games, but you've got to find an opportunity to get them in with a core group of guys so that it's not helter-skelter. There's some organization. This is how we play. You're just one of 5 guys, and get them comfortable so they can improve on their – just take a deep breath and play. They've got to learn the system, and that was a great opportunity for them in the last 2 home games.
Coach, thank you. Great win.
Good to see you guys. Thanks.
Shocker head coach Gregg Marshall, Wichita State.